Big game coverage live from Glendale, Arizona. Powered by AA Best Bail Bonds, Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, Texas Cheer, and by 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Welcome back to the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix as our AA Best Bail Bonds radio road coverage continues here from Phoenix. Sitting down with a guy whose life could change a little bit later tonight, Ronde Barber.
What are y'all talking about?
I have no idea, but I can't imagine what it's like for you right now.
It's been a pretty good week, so I'm anxious, obviously, because that's what you have to be, but excited. I'm looking forward to a pretty good night.
A pretty good night,
right.
Because tonight you might find out if you get a gold jacket for the rest of your life.
Right. I would like to be sitting here next year wearing a gold jacket.
I would like for you to be sitting here. I would like for you to think, you know what, I'm going to go sit with those guys in San Antonio, even though I'm a Hall of Famer.
Right.
Now.
They brought it up. You might put it into the universe. That's all you can ask is put it out there and hope that it responds. So yes, thank you for putting it out in the universe for me.
So Ronde, and I'm curious about this. I sit in here. I got nothing to look forward to tonight.
Right.
But I mean, what do you do all day? Does this help you doing these interviews?
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
take your mind off?
Sure. I mean, I've been out here for a couple of days. I went out to the WM Phoenix Open and was recruiting some players for our tournament in Tampa. It's coming up in a month. But, yeah, just keeping yourself busy doing stuff. I got stuff to do in the afternoon. I got family here, friends here. I'm sure it'll involve a couple of adult beverages.
Yes, sir.
Anything that distracts you from the reality of what's going to go down at about 6 or 7 o'clock tonight.
Absolutely.
Future Hall of Famer Ronde Barber joining us here on the Blitz. In preparation for today, I mean, the process here. Semi-finalist, then finalist. Now you got to wait all week. Do you get a new suit, go to the tailor, get all ready? Or do you because some guys don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah. I mean, I've been at this for a while now. I've been retired for 11 years. This is my 6th year of eligibility. I've been a finalist the last 3 years, so I know what this is like. I mean, obviously, one of my best friends, teammate John Lynch, was a finalist, I think 9 years in a row before he got in. So it can be, the roller coaster, right? You're up and down of the excitement of the possibility, and then just the crushing defeat of not being selected. But when you've done it long enough, you realize that the call will come at some point, and I think that's kind of where I am.
Ronde, when you look at it, and obviously you're deserving to be a Hall of Famer. But there's so many good players.
Right.
I mean, it's one of those things because you may look over and say, well, yeah, that guy deserves it too, and that guy too.
Yeah.
I mean, how hard is that to just mentally focus on something like that?
To your point, this will be a great class, whatever it is. I mean, DeMarcus Ware was definitely a Hall of Famer. He's on his second ballot, but those 3 receivers that are on there, Joe Thomas, Darrelle Revis, those guys on their first ballot. I mean, it could be a pretty epic class of guys that I played against. They're peers of mine that played in the same era as I did. And obviously you have some of the older guys that are also on the ballot as well. But you just look forward to, when it comes. The knock will come, and I'll be pretty excited.
Ronde Barber joining us here. I know some people, like Drew Pearson and I have been really good friends for a long time. He needed that Hall of Fame validation. Yeah. Some people feel like they need
that's a great question.
that.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you feel, you've been a finalist a couple times.
Yeah.
But do you need that validation?
I feel like this is if I could get introspective for a second,
sure.
I feel like I don't need it so much because I know what I did. I know how I went to work every single day and how I prepared, and the results of my labor are on paper. I mean, unprecedented stats, uncommon stats for the position. I would say who needs validation are the people that did it with me. Some teammates that were really close to me, certainly my friends and family, my kids. They know what I put into it, and they want to see that recognition, probably more so than I do even. Because my best friends growing up in Tampa, or being in Tampa these last 25 years, they say it like almost every week. They talk about Hall of Fame. Right? I'm like, why are we talking about this again, man? Like, it was like, but we went through it. I know exactly what they're feeling, and so if I get in, it'll be as much for them as it is for me.
I'm just curious. Do you have former teammates reaching out to you and
saying
good luck?
Oh, yeah. Sap calls me every other week now. Obviously, Brooks, those guys have been there for both first ballot. They've been in the Hall for a while now, and they want our team, not only because we're friends, but they want our team to be validated, to use your words. We're one of the great defenses of a generation. And we have 3 Hall of Famers in there right now, and they want one more to put an exclamation point on that.
Be greedy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Why not?
Absolutely.
Get you in there. Ronde Barber joining us here on the Blitz 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. You think about all the things you did in your career, including winning a Super Bowl. We're here at Super Bowl Radio Row. What do you think of this game?
Oh, this game's going to be – this is the game everybody should have wanted at the beginning of the year.
We're Cowboy fans. We didn't want to see Eagles.
Maybe you guys didn't want that. Well, I'll put it this way. Philly, when I remember I was doing some work in the preseason, and I looked at Philly's acquisitions. Obviously, A.J. Brown. They go out and get James Bradbury off the street, off the Giants pile, and add him to an already good secondary with Darius Slay and C.J. Gardner-Johnson. And then you see they get Hassan Reddick, and all of a sudden you start looking at their roster. Just look at their roster on paper, and you're like, this is a damn good roster.
Yeah.
Like, in the one caveat being, can Jalen Hurts turn into the player that Jalen Hurts turned into, which he proved it.
Yep.
Like, they do a lot to make his job really easy. Obviously, they run the ball really well. Sanders is fantastic, and really, whoever they have at running back is fantastic. But they use that run game to get him easy throws, and he doesn't make mistakes. Like, he is as good of a guy protecting the football as anybody in the sport, and it's because they have all this talent around them, and so they should be here. Not to discredit Dallas, Dallas.
It is what it is,
but
right?
they are what they are. And to me, Kansas City's the best team in the AFC. They have been for 5 years. I mean, they hosted 5 straight AFC championship games. This is the matchup. That's why I say that. This is the matchup that you probably shouldn't have been expecting. Buffalo was everybody's fashion pick at the beginning of the year, and they rightfully so. Josh Allen probably was everybody's favorite to win the MVP. But the reality is Patrick Mahomes is really damn good. Yeah. He is really good.
Ronnie, you've been there. How difficult – I don't think the average fan realizes how difficult it is to get to a Super Bowl.
It's impossible to get there.
Yeah.
like I said, we had one of the greatest defenses of all time. We thought we were going to multiple Super Bowls, and we got to one. Right, we went to one other NFC championship game. We lost to the St. Louis Rams at the time, greatest show on turf. But it's hard. It's really, really hard. So it puts into perspective how great a guy like Tom Brady is. Obviously, now that he's retired, it's easy to look back on his career in retrospect and say that's never going to happen again. It just doesn't happen as frequently as you might like. For Dallas, this big traditional football team,
a big tradition of not going.
Right.
It's been 27 years.
Not many young people now think that Dallas Cowboys were ever good.
We keep hoping, though,
But we know that they're getting closer. They're getting closer.
They keep it. Well, so let me ask you, since we're talking about the Cowboys, you're a defense. I love asking defensive backs, especially about quarterbacks.
Yeah.
What are your impressions of Dak Prescott? Is he a guy that can lead a team to a Super Bowl?
Yeah, certainly. When he's not trying to be more than Dak Prescott can be. Like, at certain points this year, he was trying too hard. He was trying to be perfect. He was trying to make perfect throws. And I don't want to say it's like arrogance, but it looked like it was just a disregard for what has always made him good, which is, making right reads and protecting the football. He made some bad reads this year, man. And I'm like he'd come off a receiver in a half a second without letting the play develop, and then he'd just turn around and throw it. Like he didn't really go through progressions. It's like he wasn't seeing what he thought he expected to be there. Because he missed, how many games did he miss this year? 5 games, and still lead the league in interceptions. That's kind of disconcerting, right?
Yeah,
that shouldn't happen to a guy with that kind of talent. But to me, I think he was just trying too hard, and he has so much talent around him. He needs to let the talent around him work.
So when you see a guy like that that's struggling and doing that as a defensive guy, I mean, you got to be licking your chops back there.
Yeah, well, I mean, I played in an era where Brett Favre was going to throw you, 5 interceptions a game. You just had to catch them, right? It's just whether or not you're making a play or they're making a play. So interceptions, you don't go out looking for them. You go out to look to do your job. And if a quarterback's off his game, like Dak was a couple of times this year, he's going to give you some opportunities.
Ronde Barber joining us here on the Blitz, Super Bowl champion. He'll be a Hall of Famer later tonight.
Absolutely.
It's crazy.
Keep putting it out there.
It's crazy. So after the ceremony tonight, like we're going to be at the cigar party. You're going to show up at the cigar party as a future Hall of Famer.
I'm gonna go to probably go grab some Church's chicken. And then I'll come to the cigar party.
See, that was what we call in the business a Hall of Fame
That was a great
segue.
Because as we think about Super Bowl Sunday and the fact that we've been on Radio Row since Monday.
Yeah.
They have no food in this building.
That's why
we've been starving.
I come bearing gifts.
And you brought us chicken.
I come bearing gifts.
You're a Hall of Famer just for that. And not only that, you brought us chicken from a place that started right in San Antonio.
Right. We're sitting here talking about Dallas Cowboys and football tradition, right? Like Church's chicken is tradition. They're 70 years old, and Texas chicken. You guys should know these guys better even than I do. They have a bunch of them in Tampa, of course, but everything on their menu is great. They're perfect for Super Bowl Sunday. You can order party packs off their app or whatever. But I'm a big fan of the poppers. I am in love. You don't have one, but I'm in love with their honey glazed donut or biscuits.
Yeah,
those
right
things,
here.
those things, buddy.
Wait, how did I get?
Yeah, I got
shorted
shorted.
a biscuit.
I got one.
Where's Rudy J? Did Rudy take the biscuits?
He may have.
I mean, that's a guy that's been staying away from carbs for a while, but you can't turn down a biscuit from Church's, that's for sure.
Oh, my goodness.
That is perfect for Super Bowl.
Right. It's light batter.
Yeah.
It's like the perfect enough batter on it that you don't feel like you're not eating chicken. Like when you get the ones where it's like,
exactly.
Is there even any chicken in there? These guys do it right, man.
They do, and started in San Antonio, which is very, very cool. So Sunday, order your chicken, have it as part of your mix at the party. It's going to be a great time.
Right.
And celebrate a Hall of Famer here, Ronde Barber.
Well, and you think about the gold that's a part of the Church's
Absolutely.
logo. That's why they partnered with the guy that's going to get a gold jacket.
I did not even put that together.
2 plus 2, my friend.
You should do this for a living,
2
man.
plus 2.
You should definitely do this for a living.
I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. Good luck to you tonight, man.
Thanks,
Ronde,
guys.
appreciate you stopping by.
We're pulling for you.
Thanks, guys.